Hi Krupakar, how are you?
Hi, sir. I am fine. What about you?
I'm absolutely fine. Thank you for
First
the.
of all, I need to thank you, sir, for responding as soon as possible. And you're doing a great job. And without your time and your doing thing. And I followed you in social also. Like you are doing the social activities. That is a very good thing, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so can you tell me something about yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Krupakar, sir. I am from Telangana. I completed my BTech graduation in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology. I have around 1 year experience as a manual tester. Currently, I am working in some company here, my Bangalore, and here my client is some company. My previous and here I was involved in the writing the test cases and updating the test cases and whatever the juniors. Test cases I need to review on it, and after that I involved in different types of testing like smoke integration and functional regression and retesting, and I'm also involved in different types of tools like Zero tool and GitHub tool, and after that Postman also I worked on it a little bit like 3 months, and I also involved in different kind of meetings like agile meetings such as a scrum and a stand-up meeting and a retrospective meeting like that I involved. Actually, I am from a non-IT background, and I spent around 2 years as a simply in my home. That pandemic and all. So I after that my friend suggestion to go the some kind of institution. So I joined there and I take the coaching and all. And after that I got the opportunity in my company.
Okay, great, great, wonderful. Okay, now consider a scenario where you know about Spotify app, right? The
Yes,
Spotify
sir.
application, it
Spotify.
is similar to kind of Ghana application in which we are able to
Music
hear
application.
songs, online. So
Music application.
your mobile application Spotify, it was streaming, it was working last night properly. Okay, but it is not working in the morning. So how will you debug this kind of scenario, and what would be the test strategy for the same?
Till yesterday it's working. Today is not working like that,
Yes,
sir.
last night your the Spotify app, the mobile application,
Till
it was working, it was streaming till last night, but it is not working in the morning.
Okay, sir. First I will check the is that first I open it and I will check which module it is not working. Is that such module it is not working or what? Like I'm unable to. Is that my network issue or what? Like that I will check. And after that, if it is that application problem only. So if it is I am testing that application, though that time I will raise that to developer as in. Critical issue because of we are unable to using that application, so we can make it as a critical and we can ask the as soon as possible to fix that application. Maybe it's kind of a server issue like or like that only. So
Mhm.
for that we will get fix from the developer.
Okay. So this is one of the aspect. Another reason that you can add in your answer over here is, let's say you would have created a playlist of 400 songs, which would be
Okay.
playing on shuffle, right? They would be playing in a sequence. Okay. What happens is, by the morning happens, 350 songs are completed playing. Now, at the time of 351st song or some number, it stops playing. So you will come to know at the backend, the query that the developer would have written might not be able to handle those many number of records. Okay. So that's
Yes.
why in the morning it would have got stopped. Now, this might also happen due to, the another reason over here is, let's say when you connected it in the night, so your mobile application and the mobile was also 100% fully charged. Okay. In the morning, what happened? The mobile battery was drained because the entire night the songs were getting played. So in the morning, the
Playing.
mobile, yeah, battery got drained. So it came below 10%. And when it comes below 10%, the Spotify, their is some network issue, which is why it's got stopped. The third reason can be that you are playing songs and you had connected this particular mobile application with some other speaker, Bluetooth, right? And after
Their songs will be playing like that.
yes, and after 4 to 5 hours, there was an issue with the Bluetooth connectivity, right? Which is why it got stopped, right? So you can also tell this as a reliability kind of an issue, right?
Yes, yes,
That
exactly.
for some particular hours it is working and then it is not working. Okay, so that is that you can also tell. Okay. Now, what is Test Case Studio?
What test case
Studio.
for Spotify application?
Yes, what is Test Case Studio?
What test case studio? I don't know.
Yes, yes. Have you heard about Test Case Studio?
Like it's a 100 application for that we need to do thing, right?
No, no.
100 studio I heard. Test case
Yes.
studio I didn't.
Okay, no worries. See, Test Case Studio is an open source tool that is available. For example, if you want to write the test cases and you also want to capture the screenshots, so over there, Test Case Studio is very much helpful. It's a kind of an open source extension available in the Chrome browser. You just have to install it, and whichever applications you are writing the test cases, just record the flow of in that application, and automatically you would be able to get the screenshots as well, right? So it is very helpful in generating and developing the test cases, right? So this is Test Case Studio. Okay, now let's say you have to test Disney plus Hotstar application, right? So how would you test that app? Can you tell me high level test scenarios of Disney plus Hotstar app?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you need to tell me the high level test scenarios. How will you test Disney plus Hotstar application? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So for Hotstar, first we need to verify those things like login and password. Is that a login button is working fine, or the first thing, and after that that application can be able to we are install or not, like that being test. And after that once login we test, so what are the modules for as per requirement? Like is that movies or is that cricket? Which one we need to watch? And whatever the yesterday we download some kind of movies, so is that displaying properly or not? And that you who are logging through that thing, so those details are displaying or not, like as per as of now we are logging with mobile things. So and one more thing, if you are we need to buy the Hotstar things. So how much amount is displaying or not, like for a year how much it is, for a month how much it is. If you are buying that payment is successful, that thing we need to check. And if you are going through mobile, that is should be 720 HD. And when we are buying with laptop things, so it should be around 1080p, like that. So different softwares are there. So if I am buying the mobile thing, so that is working or not in the laptop, it should not work, right? So that thing we need to verify in the art of this screen. So what are the some kind of movies we are watching, so that is working as like a good quality or not, and those subtitles coming properly or not, those whatever the picture we are seeing, that image is working properly or not, like that we need to check the UA and all type testings we need to do.
Okay. Apart from that, let's say if you are watching something and you had paused that particular video, then if you are resuming that video, so is it starting from that particular point only, or is it starting from the beginning, starting from the scratch? Okay. Now, the another scenario over here is if multiple user accounts have are using that particular
Yes,
application.
one login, if you are logging through 2 3 devices, how it is working, it should not work, right?
Hmm.
So we need to verify like that. Yes.
Right, right. So how will you do performance testing of this application?
As per in my, I didn't involved in the performance testing. Like in my application, so if we are in my application, my digital market application. So here we need to take the orders and all. So that time when I click on that the products are if it is around 3,000 products are there. So that time if I scroll the down, so that should be work properly. It should respond speed. So if it is taking time, so we can take it as a it's loading time, right? So that we can check in the postman tool. So how much time it is taking, like that we will check in the postman tool. So how much time it will take, what is the requirement of a response from the, like that we need to check and we will
So for, see, let's say if this question is asked to you in a real-time interview, so what you can answer is you can use JMeter tool, right? So
yes, yes.
yeah, so in a JMeter tool, basically, you would it would help you to create the number of threads, the different number of users. For example, if you want to watch some particular video or any particular thing, then you can test the response time with those particular users at single time, right? Now, again, in performance testing, there are two types. One is load testing and one is stress testing. So load is the load that it can withstand, right, within the specified user limit. While stress testing is, it would be testing beyond the specified limit. So accordingly, you have to put the number of users, number of threads, and then you have to calculate the response time. Once you get this kind of response time, you would be discussing the, you would be analyzing the data and you would be discussing them with the leads, with the managers, with the stakeholders. And then you would be moving forward and you would be giving the data to the customer, to the client as well, that this is how we have the performance we have calculated. Yeah, and if they are okay, then we can go for the release. If they are not, then you will be discussing the same with the development team. You would be requesting them to optimize the data, right, and to go further with that. So this is how you can give the answer for this particular question. Okay, now how will you test the login page of Amazon website? Which are the various test scenarios that you will consider while testing Amazon login page?
First, I will go with valid credentials, like password is valid and username is valid. Is that clicking when we are clicking that login, it's login is happening or not? And after that, I will go with one is valid, one is invalid, and after go with two invalid. How it is working, like that. So and after that, username, what is the characters we can give? Like we can give the numbers and character also. That thing we need to check in the password, or it can be encrypted or what, that is visible or not, we need to check. And here we will go with some kind of techniques boundary and equivalences, if it, the range is like 12, so that time we will check with the 6 and around 15 also we need to check. And can we take the around in the password, we can enter password like 1,000 also it is taking or not, like that. When so what is the customer requirement for that? So after that, giving the valid credentials, that login button is working fine or not, is it taking us to the Amazon application or not, we need to verify it. And after that, in the username and password login page, is that integration is happening properly or not, we need to verify. And after that, in the characters, some kind of we can take the first thing is the higher characters, lower characters, numbers characters, some kind of different things we need to what is the requirement for that, is that working properly or not, like that we need to check in the login.
Okay, then as it's a login page, so you can also test forgot password, change password. Then
Yes.
forgetting while changing or you're resetting the password, you should not be allowed to keep the same password as before.
Yes.
right?
Once we if we save that password is directly coming or not, yeah, and that password is displayed properly, right? So I will remove it, and if I give some different, it should be throw error. And if I give it that google.com should throw that pop-up is coming properly or not, like that, so we need to check.
Absolutely. So those things you can check. Okay. Now, what is the difference between database testing and backend testing?
Backend testing and database testing.
Hmm.
In backend in database testing means whatever the in my mobile application we need to take the orders from it. So those orders are displaying properly in the web portal or not, in the like a database, those data is displaying or not, like for particular user, particular retailer, how much SKUs I'm taking, which SKU, what is the ID of it, which user ID, that thing and all we need to check in the database testing. So backend means those are displaying properly in the, not in the application, like that we need to do in the backend testing.
Okay, so let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video, right? What is the difference between backend testing and database testing? Okay, now consider a scenario where it's a launch day, it's a release day, right? Now you have found a defect which is of high severity and high priority in nature, but developer said it is only impacting 1% of the customer. So what will you do in this scenario?
So high severity, low priority, right, sir?
The severity is high, the priority is also high, and uh, you have already found a defect, right? So, and it's a release, right? So you are having a conversation with the developer, but the development team tells that, it will
Cannot
impact
take.
only 1% of customers. So how will you take care of this scenario?
So in my application, high severity, high priority means we will take the as a prices and tax thing. So those things are mainly in my application. So those first we when we are testing the application, that should be only 2 digits, and tax should be 12%. So that time if it is tax is not applying properly, like 12%, and prices are 13 product is 100 product now, so that should be 1,000 rupees, and include tax around 1,120 should be display, right? If it is not properly displaying, so I for that I will raise the issue to in Jira and as a critical. So that time the developer, if it is not accepting, it will for like some we have it taxes and some not taxes, so it will defect, it is affecting only taxes person na. So let it be, we will fix it, we will take some time, like that time so I will inform to my manager, like that is saying. So we need to unable to release the production, so it will be effect to QA persons only. So whatever the issues facing in the production, so they will ask only QA person, so they won't ask the developer, because of once we accepting the build, so that will be released to the UAT environment or production environment. So that time I will get help with the manager and lead. I can't be let it release.
Right, right. Okay, great. So, Krupakar, I'm done with the interview, right? Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. This thing you can tell now for me. Already you open that open question now, backend and database testing.
Yeah, yeah. So see, when it comes to database testing, so it is around the queries around, you would be testing the SQL queries, the database is getting updated properly or not. For example, if you have entered some data in the front end, so is the same value getting entered in the database properly or not? Is it getting saved? The stored procedure are working, the SQL, the indexes, those all things you will test. But when it comes to backend, so it is about API testing. So how will you test an API? So what would be the response code of an API? So those things you will be testing, right? So you can test.
Like performance and all.
So for backend testing, generally we are doing API testing, right? Whenever the UI is not developed, we would be taking the API collections from the Swagger or from the development team, and we will be putting various requests, and we will be checking whether the response is coming every time 200 okay or 201 okay as per the discussion with the team, right? So those things we can do. Okay. I think rest was really good, Krupakar. It was nice talking to you, and all the best for your career, right? And we would be joining in the same link after once this meeting gets over, right?